Welcome everyone. I am Hani from 10,000 Startups India. I am so glad to see so many participants. So today's discussion will be with Linesh and Mr. Vatsal Agarwal. Why don't you all give us a little bit of background about yourself, Linesh and Vatsal?
So I'm right now, maybe you can say, representative of a hiring manager, an advisor from World of Coal, and even equipment banks to all the candidates who are here today. And I thank all of you for joining us and making this succession where we have now close to 90, I guess. So it's a great session. I'm really happy to see so many. And the kind of questions that will come up will clear a lot of doubts. And it will be something which we leave it to you after this session, whether you want to take it for the next round. And there would be a couple of rounds or maybe 3 rounds coming up after this session. So it's not an interview session, it's an interactive session between promoters and all candidates.
Yes, Vatsal will like to know more about your background.
So I'll just give you a brief about myself and my company. So my name is Vatsal Agarwal. I'm the promoter of the company. The first company that I started was Simplex Coke and Refractory, which is now India's 4th largest merchant cokery in India. And we are basically running 2 plants in Gujarat at Kandla and Porbandar Port. And we are also India's largest rental company in terms of piling rig. And all over India, we're running 25 piling rigs at various sites. We have, in the last 4 years of inception, Simplex Coke has achieved a great heights from 4 CR to 100 CR turnover, and it has been involved in not only every metro project in the country, but also all landmark infrastructure projects in the country, including National Highway from Andaman to Nicobar Islands, various national highways that are connecting the 7 sisters in Northeast. Currently, as we speak, we are running 25 different setups at 25 different locations, where we are setting up the basic infrastructure in those cities. We have worked in all the major metros, you name: Bombay, Calcutta, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Agra, Nagpur. Every metro that we have worked in. We have also been involved. Our piling rig was the first machine to drive a pile in the prestigious Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train, and our piling rig was the first pile to drive the pile in Barmer HPCL project, which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister himself. So as such, you can see the growth of the company has been phenomenal in the last 4 years, and it has only been possible with the sheer dedication of my Simplex team. Looking at Simplex, we have taken a leap of faith, and we are trying to do something that has not been attempted in India successfully till now. That is basically running a company that will aggregate the coal industry in India. Not only metallurgical coal, met coke, thermal coal, steam coal, pet coke, every type of coal product as well as service will be meticulously aggregated at this platform and provided for general benefit. What we want to do is, we started this company approximately 6 to 7 months back, and we have already achieved a turnover of 10 CR. We are already been profitable, and the way it is going, we would like to have more CXOs being appointed in our company so that we can actually grow from 10 CR to 100 CR in the 1 year time only. The growth plan for this industry of coal, that is the brand name World of Coal, in India itself, our target will be somewhere around 5 to 7 odd thousand crores in the first 3 or 4 years of business. The second company that we have started is predominantly called Equipment Banks. Equipment Banks is basically an aggregation platform of all products and services relating to equipments. So far, we have already tied up with more than 15 or 16 original equipment manufacturers in India, whereby we are selling their products online at much cheaper rates than what is being sold at their stockist. So we have tied up with some Bharat Ratna companies as well, such as Servo. We have tied up with international organizations such as Schwingstater. And overall, Equipment Banks is going to cover equipment hire, equipment buy, equipment sell, equipment auction, equi spares. There is some land bank that we have purchased in connection with Vibrant Gujarat recently, whereby we plan to set up an equi park over there, which will be a multi-purpose land bank which will be used not only for parking of equipments but also skill development of various infrastructure employees and laborers, and even scrappage of old cars as per the 15-year policy will be undertaken over there. So the entire vision of both the companies is not to be only on the IT side, but to have some asset in control. And the entire purpose of our association with 10,000 Startup is that we are a sales company purely, and with marketing and IT, we want to grow this company to be one of the biggest unicorns this country has ever seen. I think that speaks for itself. Thank you.
Thank you, Vatsal, for this amazing introduction.
Yeah, just to add, what I feel is, Linesh, you are trying a new concept. It's really a novel concept, and I would say it's the concept which the audience here needs to digest. It's a new concept wherein all applicants are converging in one Google Meet and connecting to directors, wherein the directors would present their profile, and then afterwards there will be Q&A session. So I feel that would be really a shortening of the interview process as such.
Naresh, appreciate the acknowledgement, and Linesh, have the stage.
Yeah, sure. I think, thank you so much. So the whole idea is to have the promoters talking about the organization. And I think that they are highly capable of talking about what they have done in the past, because as a CXO, you spend a lot of time handling the top position with a promoter. You have a lot of stake or shares in that company. Your brand along with the promoter's brand both become one brand. So it's very important to understand promoters first. And when you say understanding promoters, I don't believe in understanding the textual information. I like to speak to people. I like to talk to them. And I like to see whether there could be a possible synergy of working together. So once you see a person on the call and once you meet him, that confidence makes you to stick to that company. So I believe in virtual conversations, virtual meetups. That's what I do for startups and investors also. And the same format we try to do for hiring CXOs for World of Coal and Equipment Banks. And there are a lot more companies to come up. So I hope you enjoy this format. If there is anything which you feel was not personalized, don't take it wrong. The personalized thing will come after this call. So if there are some questions which are not answered, and if you feel you want to connect with me, in every message of mine, I have mentioned my WhatsApp number. You can connect with me anytime. But believe me, it's not easy for me to connect with all 400 participants who have applied for this position. And we have invited only 100 out of them. So understand, I'm trying to process maximum applications to do the proper kind of justice, because every CXO has a different caliber. Some people change domain. Some people stick to domain. Some people like to change roles. So all those things you can only understand once you have a one-on-one with them. But before they take that jump, it's very important for them to understand whether that kind of risk the promoters are ready to take, whether they have done a lot of changes in the past when it comes to roles and assignments. And when you say CXO, it's a dynamic profile. Anything can happen to any CXO in that profile. Sometimes they are underutilized, sometimes they do wonders. So help us to communicate this and make this as a success. So that's it. Please have some patience. Hani will ask some questions, and I think they might be your questions also. So enjoy the session. And if you feel this is a waste of time, you can leave the session. We'll anyway share recording. You can go through the recording anytime offline, and you can come back to me for a one-on-one call. Thank you so much. Over to Hani. Feel free to ask questions. I'm always open for questions.
Thank you, Linesh. So I have few questions for Vatsal here. Hi, Vatsal.
Hi, Hani, how are you? Please tell me.
All well, thank you. So, Vatsal, when startups and established business are struggling to survive during the situation of COVID, how do you operate and grow, several IPs or the group of companies in this phase?
See, basically, what we have done, COVID hit all of us bad in March 2020, and the reaction, like what I faced, was the similar to what everyone was facing. No one was having any idea how long this will last, whether it's a 1 month, 1 year, 3 year process, how much it will last, who will survive, who will not survive, which company or person might survive or not, is the biggest question. So I myself have I was detected with COVID approximately 2 months back, and my family has battled COVID in their own way. My mother was also diagnosed. So even in these trying times of last 1.5 years, we have actually grown as a company because we have embraced technology in a very big way. We have embraced flexibility of people working around us in a very big way. We have opened ourselves to various kinds of people that we were not willing to do at initial levels in the first year of our business. Currently, we are operating in 6 cities of India. We are open to operating in more than 30 cities of India, depending on the talent and the deliverable of the talent. We are working with various timelines, not only in India but abroad as well. We have associates that are working on our payroll who are not in India. They are working from Singapore for the company. There are some associates which I have not met person to person till now, who are working from Hyderabad, who are working from Ahmedabad, who are working from Delhi. We set up 3 locations. We set up offices in 3 locations, that is Delhi, Calcutta, and Vizag. What we are currently looking forward to is how we have done it is just embracing the change. And that is the biggest thing that we want in our CXOs, is the ability to embrace the change, the ability to not give up, and the ability to stay positive in this trying times. Thank you.
Indeed. So, do tell us, Word of Code, like you mentioned, is already a profitable business in less than a year. You're already clocking a revenue of 10 CR plus. Where do you see this company going in next 3 to 5 years with so many CXOs on board?
See, the initial plan with 9 CXOs in the first year is to grow a company from 10 CR to 100 CR. That is the magical number for the first year itself. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. So if I am X, I need more 9X to grow it to 10X. Hence, the calculation of 9X came with between me and Linesh. And the idea is that we have only tapped into Gujarat market till now. And we are only operating World of Coal majorly from 2 offices, that is Bombay and Delhi. Even in Gujarat, we have not handled anything except 2 ports, that is Kandla and Mundra. If we are able to attack Haldia, Paradeep, Vizag, Mangalore, Goa, and various other ports in the country, I don't think 100 is a very difficult number to achieve with the right kind of talent and the right kind of motivation.
Perfect. So, we all would like to know more about equipment banks. We have so many CXOs applied for Word of Coal already. They may fit also in the equipment bank profile. So, how did this idea come up, and what is your business model?
See, equipment bank is a very simple business. We were into equipment space for a very long time. It was right about the same time we started our coal business 4-5 years back. And equipment bank is going to be something that is aggregating the entire equipment industry. I read someone's question over here that whether it is only construction equipment or what other equipments will it handle. Equipment bank is already handling mining equipments as well. It is also handling medical equipments. We had started medical equipments as a social service during COVID. We had distributed a lot of medical equipments as free of cost due to during COVID. We have exported certain medical equipments also to countries like San Marino. Equipment Banks is going to be a 14 module company, whereby there are actually 14 modules and 14 revenue spaces that will be there in one company itself. I can list the 14 modules for you. One is new equipments. We will be marketing and selling a lot of new equipments to our customers that are already on our platform. There will be selling of old equipments. There will be selling of spare parts. A lot of equipments have n number of spare parts that might be required. We are already selling a lot of spare parts right now. We will be operating in re-rental space, that is EQ Hire. We have been doing this for the last 1 year, whereby we have been renting out not only our equipments but also our competitors and our colleagues' equipments. Then it is EQ Auction. We sell out bank processed equipments, and we also sell out any vendor equipments which they would like to put it for auction. We have tied up with one of India's biggest auction company operating from Bangalore. And till now I am not allowed to say the name because we have just signed an NDA for 1 month time. But the deal is being structured, and they have almost done a transaction of $5 billion of auctions on their platform. So they are coming in as partners for EQ Auction. There is EQ Finance, whereby we will be providing finance not only for new machines but old machines, and EQ Auction and various other things from our portal. EQ Finance, we have already tied up with 4 banks. We are looking to bring in 10 more by the end of the year. Then there is EQ Man, whereby it will be focused on not only training the equipment operators or people who are working in infra industry or any equipment, but also providing them relevant jobs with regular contacts with their HR managers of those companies which are regularly hiring. Then there is EQ Contact, whereby we will be listing a roadmap of all the infrastructure projects that are currently going on. So suppose if NHAI is announcing a new highway, then we will be making a different login altogether, whereby we will be showing who is getting the contract, who is getting the subcontract, who is getting the subcontract, so that anyone who wants to lease out equipments can do it. Equipment Bank, let me tell you, this question I get very often. Equipment, it is not Construction Equipment Bank, it is Equipment Bank. I myself do not know ahead of construction, mining and medical what else we can add. We are definitely looking at more and more equipments to add from other than these 3 as well. So it can be an endless process of the various equipments that we can add to Equipment Bank.
Thank you for that information. So many of us right now is very curious about the role that we are offering and everything. Linesh, are you there? Can I ask you some questions about it?
Yeah, sure.
So firstly, tell us about you. What really excites you to join World of Coal and Equipment Banks as an advisor?
Yeah, sure. So I think a pretty good question, and a lot of people right now, when I speak to them, when startups are hiring, funded startups by venture capitalists and all, they're hiring, and with this COVID impact, the biggest problem that everybody is facing is the last drawn CTC, whatever they had, and the CTCs have come down, even in the existing companies, due to COVID, in the name of business restructuring and all. And there are some people who are out of job, and some of them feel they might be out of job. Whereas there are some people who are looking at some great opportunities, and they are looking for best opportunities. When I say best, maybe career best. So irrespective of where you are, what is best then? See, today, if you look at people who are not affected by COVID, they are all top-class businessmen who own a company which is listed on a stock exchange. Everybody knows what is the amount of money that Sensex has hit even before markets opened on 1st of June. It was a record high. So what makes you rich is, if you are part of a listed company, or you are part of a company which will soon go for listing or an IPO, you are definitely going to grow. That is what is all about World of Coal and Equipment Banks. Instead of me talking about this, being an HR and talking to candidates, it was a concept where I said, let promoters come in, let candidates hear from them. And they have already done 3 IPOs in the past. So we are not trying to experiment our roles or careers by working with World of Coal or Equipment Banks. We are working with someone who has done it 3 times, not once. So that is the biggest attraction for me to join as an advisor with World of Coal. Another reason to have this don't think of CTC. You should think on how much income you make when you work in a company, and are you there as a shareholder along with a promoter that once they do an IPO, you make so much money that it is your call whether you want to work your rest of the life or you want to enjoy somewhere on a big vacation or become a permanent residence in somewhere in Europe. So if that is something you're planning and you want to give your 3 years, give it to these 2 companies. I can tell you, this is a recorded session. I'll play it again after 3 years. And what we said has been done. Thank you.
That is great, Linesh. And do tell us the difference between a co-founder of a startup and a CXO.
Yeah, I think this is a good question. I think maybe it should have been asked before the start of the session, I guess. See, when you start on your own, whether you are maybe someone like me who was on a top class position and then you start your own venture, you have to take risk of putting your money. You have to hire people, you have to pay salaries. You also look at business model that works or not. You don't have maybe the best advisors because one man cannot run the company. So you look at a lot of people who join on maybe equity sharing model, or they somehow also invest along with you. Then you run around investors raising your first 2-3 rounds. That is how a co-founder works. And then if you are successful, you draw salaries like 100 crores, which nobody could draw in corporate industry. And that's what we hear, that the guy before 5 years was maybe running in a local train and today he's drawing 100 crores. So that's what happens when you become a co-founder. Whereas when you become a CXO, definitely you have your own fixed salary along with incentives and profit sharing. So definitely you enjoy your life, but you don't take risk like a co-founder being a CXO. You are taking risk. It's not a risky profile, I would say, but then as compared to co-founder, you're not taking that much risk. Plus you're working for someone. You're still working for someone. And not many promoters offer you equity and share in a company if you stay with them for 2-3 years. Some companies offer, whereas in some companies, even if you work for 20 years, you may not be a shareholder, or you have very few amount of shareholding, which is not even something where you can do voting or decision making in the company. Now, this is the difference between a co-founder and a CXO. So what kind of position we have here? See, we are looking at people who come with a CXO background, who come with their experience and wisdom, because we are already doing 10 crores. So we are not looking at people who don't add any value or they are trying to experiment with us. That is the reason we were looking at experienced people who want to become co-founders. So you don't need to invest crores. You don't need to buy office. You don't need to hire people and pay salaries. All these things, promoters will take care. You just need to perform the role of a CXO that you used to do in the past. And we take care of you as a co-founder. That's the whole idea of switching from an employee to becoming an owner by joining the fastest growing company. Imagine a company that does 10 crores in less than 1 year. What will happen once they finish 3 years? That too in a sector which is the fastest growing sector.
That's true. I am sure most of us are curious to understand, like you mentioned, the revenue of the company is already 10 CR in less than 1 year. And so what would be the compensation structure that you're offering for the position that we are here today?
See, honestly, we have not kept any CTC or budget typically for this position. That's why this question, I think, somehow it was coming up everywhere. We are just trying to see what you can bring to the company. And that's how we started our first questionnaire also. And there were some people who come through the background. So they were able to answer, whereas a lot of them tried to answer that this is what I can do, but I need a lot of clarity. And that clarity is what this call is there today. So if you want to know the clarity about the promoters, about the future plan, about the sector, what is our plan, what we are doing, everything we said to you today. So it's up to you. If you feel you can get some business for us, then based on that business, we will see whether that can really happen. And if that can happen, then definitely we can look at a CTC structure. Now, when I say bringing business, is it completely sales profile or business development profile? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because IT technology is something that we have outsourced. So we are not spending IT as a department which sits in our office. So we have an IT partner. So when you say commodities bank and infrastructure and software and all, it's all ready. It's not that we are right now beginning that. So platform technology will be taken care. What we are looking at is B2B connects, getting the best people on the platform, both online and offline is what we are looking at. And then definitely there are different CXO profiles. It could be marketing, it could be business development, it could be sales, it could be alliance and partnerships, and it could also be something else if you feel that is very important.
Interesting. Can you also tell us in brief about the hiring process that we will be following, as we all were very much curious in the beginning about it?
Sure. See, as a HR, I feel every candidate should know everything before he joins. And when I say everything,
Sorry to interrupt. Your voice is not clear. No. No, I feel your microphone is on the other side. No, I think it's disconnected now.
am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we just want a candidate to know everything about the company. And I think we are able to do this on this call. The second call will be based on what you can bring to the table. Every candidate is free to write to me on after this call what he can bring to the company. You can do your own research. There is no timeline and deadline that you have to do it in 1 day, 2 days. You can take a week time, no problem. And whatever you write to me, I'll have a call one-on-one with you. And then we'll see whether we can explore synergy. And then we can connect separately with Vatsalji and Rishi. This video also will be recorded. So there are people who missed maybe this session because they already told me that they are traveling or due to some meetings they can't attend. So again, they will come back. So this way we are able to do justice to each and every candidate and explain and share as much information as possible. Because see, this sector is not something which is available on the internet where you get a lot of information. It's not a sector where you get a lot of PwC reports, Deloitte reports. If it's about AI, ML, deep learning, e-commerce, you name, everything is there. This sector is where you don't have enough information. That's why we went with a different format. And I think we are just waiting to hear from you. So after this call, whatever you write to me, we'll have a schedule. We'll connect with you. Once you're done with my call, you'll again connect with the management over here. And then after that, there could be 1 or 2 meetings, which would be again virtual. If you are in Mumbai or based somewhere nearby Mumbai, you can travel, come and see our office, and we can have a discussion. Believe me, we want you to sketch your role. We don't want to sketch the role and boundary for you. If you are going to become a co-founder, you are ready to do something which you have not done, or you want to experience your strengths at a potential which you have never done it before. So if you want to explore something in your life which you have not done, or you still feel could be done, and it's not tapped so far, this is the market where you should look at. The rest, I think we can definitely take.
Definitely. So we do have some questions in the chat from our audience today. Let's see if we can ask you questions.
See, Ricky has mentioned that there are CXOs who will not draw salary. We never said we won't offer you salary. So just to correct you, whatever you believe is salary, I can believe that would be much higher than what you were drawing earlier. The only point is, unless we understand what you bring to us and it is documented and you achieve those numbers, even if you achieve 50% of what you say, I don't think salary is a challenge. If we are already doing 10 crores in less than 1 year, I don't feel salary is an issue. We are just looking at high performance. If you want to do 10 crores to 100 crores, you don't need people who are looking at monthly salaries without looking at targets and revenue. We are looking at high performers who are first looking at incentives and performance. Salary is not something for which they join us. They join us because they want to earn more money than what they were earning. And we want to pay again monthly. We are not looking at annual bonus or annual increment or a variable pay which will come after one. So I think a good question by Rick.
Okay, so we already addressed the question from Sahu RK, how different World of Coal approach compared to M Junction. Rishi ji already answered that. So some questions from Naresh. Is Simplex is an aggregator website is already answered. CO JD consists of business development. Is it domestic as well as international?
World of Coal is international. Equipment bank, right now I think it is domestic. The plans are to go international, but again, there are a lot of compliances and regulations. And definitely, you know how much time Amazon also took to go into multiple countries. So that's how certain business models take time.
Is there any COO in the company right now?
See, when I say we are hiring 9 CXOs, I am very clear that right now it is Vatsal Agrawal who is handling the entire company. Along with Vatsal, there are few CXOs who are already there in the company. Otherwise, one person cannot do 10 crores. There are people like us who are advisors, where we bring in the best CXOs. That's what is our promise. And when we promise CXOs, you are joining this company, we are there to handhold you, to help you, to ensure that you deliver your career best into this organization. Coming to CXO, CXO itself is a common word used for CEO, COO, CIO, CTO, CHRO, CMO. So there are so many C-suite people who come with different profiles. If you want to stick to your profile and you feel you can add value, we don't mind. We can have a discussion. And if you want to transform from a typical CXO profile to an all-rounder profile, something that I did, I was a CHRO. When I used to say I want to go and do sales, my promoters, they used to say, Linesh, you are an HR. HR cannot do sales. Forget it. So I said, okay, let me start my own company and show you that I can do business. So that's how I started my own company. And I became a co-founder. And today everybody is like, oh, Linesh knows how to talk, Linesh knows how to sell. But this is something I never got in my previous company. And this is what I feel we are trying to offer to candidates. If you want to look into an all-round profile, we are okay, we are open. If you want to stick to your current profile and you feel that profile can add value to this organization, no problem. There are 9 CXOs we want to hire. Ideally, it is 18 CXOs. That's what will go in the long run.
Okay, so we have some other questions as well. Is there specific focus on operational excellence as well?
Definitely. That's what I said. See, you have to tell us that what is your role that brings value to this organization. When I said I have 9 CXOs or 18 CXOs position, it is up to you now. What we have, we told you. What you can bring to the table, you just need to write to me. We can connect offline and talk about it. We'll not be able to have a candidate interview in this call. So some questions I'm not responding because they are personal questions which needs to be discussed with the candidate. It is like putting a question to an investor, will you invest in my company? This is my name. Nobody can reply.
Okay. So we have already given a map of expectations from the CXOs that we are looking for. So anyone has any other question that they would like to ask? I can see Indramani Raut and Suryaji Shinde raising their hands. Do you have any questions? Sameer Kapoor has a question. You have an office in Delhi. What is the business from Delhi? So they want to know the business number.
See, for certain questions, again, I'll go back to some generic answers. See, if an organization is doing 10 crores in less than 1 year, and you have maybe 3-4 people who are handling the organization, there are around 200 staff members who are already there. They have an office in Mumbai. They had pre-IPO exit. So what it matters is, what is the current business is not important. We are looking at what is the business that will come in next 3 to 5 years. Whether the business is 1 crore or 10 crore, as a CXO, if I am joining, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is whether my role on offer is based on my strength, what is the compensation you are going to offer me, and is that compensation going to work for me so that I work for you? Simple. And this last 3 lines can only happen the way the first guy said, love, that you have 80-90 people joining the call. So what are you trying to achieve? So maybe he was trying to look at the second step in the first call, but the second step can happen in the second call. Because in the first call, if I talk to everyone one-on-one with this, my entire process will take me at least 3 months. And with startups, we don't have time. We want to close all 9 positions in the next 10 days, if you ask me deadline. And I would do this even in less than 7 days. Believe me, we can do that. And it won't say that this is the end. We'll keep on hiring CXOs because we'll require at least 18 CXOs in the next 3 to 6 months. We know that. Because the amount of business and the potential this sector has. When we say 1 lakh crore plus, you can imagine what is the business. It is there in this sector. And everybody knows India is on a growing economy when it comes to infrastructure. Only thing is, because of COVID in the last 1 or 2 years, the projects went on a slow mode. But even with COVID, if we are able to do 10 crore in lockdown, it means there is business. It's all up to you what you pick up.
Thank you, Linesh. Do we have more questions? Some of them have some queries that they will share it with you via email.
See, everybody who is there on LinkedIn connected with me, they have my WhatsApp and email ID. Unless and until, if you're not joining this session without a LinkedIn message. So what was surprising to me is it was a very short paragraph. Yes.
Rahul has a question. Rahul?
Yes, Rahul. Rahulji, please. Or maybe you can type in the chat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
My battery is 14%. There is a power cut. That's why I have switched off my video.
Rahul has some questions. Spell out the expectation from the CXO is already answered to. And how do you define remuneration package in this environment? In this environment as in coal? Or is it for pandemic?
See, the compensation will be proportional to the business that you bring into the company, but that doesn't mean there is no fixed salary. There is a fixed salary. Fixed salary will be proportional to the amount of business that you get in 3 months. So if you say in 3 months I give you 100 rupees, obviously you will be getting something as a salary. It cannot be that you bring 100 rupees as a business and we offer you 500 rupees salary. That's a very simple and common answer. So that is something which we have to take after this call. Once we connect with you, what you write to us, what you can bring to the table. And then obviously there is a huge queue also. Some people I'll talk initially, some people I'll wait for 3-4 days, then I'll again connect subject to my availability, subject to their availability. So the process will go on. But the whole idea is to prefer people who take risks, who want to transition from a EXO role to a co-founder role. Again, I'll repeat, a co-founder role is an all-round role where you do not believe in job description. You do not believe in limits or boundaries. You only believe in one thing, which is speed. Speed to grow the company, speed to grow your money, wealth with the company. So believe me, people, whoever moved from a CXO to a co-founder role, and if the company is profitable, they have grown by 300x, 2000x, you don't even believe what is the growth. Just try to follow some startup who are funded, then you will understand. Maybe if you come through a corporate background the way I used to come, you may feel salary is the limit. The highest salary offered in India is around 20 to 50 crores. And these young chaps, less than 30 years of age, they are drawing 100 crore salaries. And you have read about them. If you want to be there, this is the place.
Thank you. We can definitely take rest of the questions offline. Thank you so much everyone for joining in. The call, the agenda of the call was to make sure that every one of you understands the background about World of Coal and Equipment Banks and us. Thank you, Linesh. Thank you, Rishi and Vatsal. Thank you so much, everyone.
So we should appreciate Vatsalji and Rishi for joining this. I think none of the promoters I have worked so far have done this in the past, that they come directly in the first call. They talk to all the candidates. They don't know their background. And again, I should appreciate the candidates also, because in a short notice, I just informed them yesterday and today. They have come, they have joined the call on a Saturday. They have really appreciated our format, which they also have never felt in their life that this could be a format. They have been there for around 1 hour, and silently we, I think, had a very good interaction. I believe this could be a memorable experience of hiring with all of you, and we'll ensure we'll be able to touch each and every one through our calls after this. And we wish you all the best. We'll be happy to have you all on board. If it is 18, I'll hire 18. If it is 73, I'll hire 73. That's all it is. Thank you so much.